Hello there. Today we are gonna talk about yet another NFT project, which is going to be Onisekai, which is Japanese for demon world, and they are coming to crystallize your soul. But as always, before we go into any further detail, let me remind you that this is no financial advice, and as always, you should do your own research, because at the end of the day, you are investing your own money and not mine. Meaning that if you invest money into a project that I show you in the past, present or future goes down in value, that's on you and not on me. And with that said, let's take a look at Onisekai. And right here on their Twitter, you can see some examples of their artwork. And I do like the art style on its own, but what really stands out for me is the fact that they took the entire character as the artwork. Because most projects choose to just give you the upper half of a character, meaning that they are giving you less variety. And obviously the art of a project is a very important point, but to find out what this project really brings to the table, let's take a look at their website. And here on their homepage you can find this nice little artwork, which you already probably saw on their Twitter, but if you hover on one of those peeps, this one for example, he will come to the forefront. But if you want to know more about this project, you can click on one of those things in the top right corner, which will then lead you to different sites. This one for example will give you a brief summary of what this project will bring to the table, and the next one, the sphere board, will bring you to the medium, which I already opened right here. And just to let you know, obviously the medium will be a super bright white background, but because I can't handle these bright screens for so long, I am using a Chrome extension which gives some kind of artificial dark mode for each and every page you want. But that doesn't matter, let's take a look at Onisekai, which their plan is to create a powerhouse intellectual property, which also reminds me that their plan is also to rebrand to the intellectual property ownership system. And to be honest, I'm not sure if they are planning to rebrand Onisekai specifically, or if they want maybe to create like a subtopic which will be then Onisekai, and the intellectual property ownership system might be then the general brand. But since this isn't a generic NFT project, we have to understand what this project is going to do. So the team behind the project always dreamed of a more direct involvement with the brand and products they adore. For example, a character from a TV show or maybe an anime, which you then could co-create. Like just imagine you could design something like a Pokemon like Pikachu for example, and you could be the owner and co-create the abilities, the behavior, or maybe even how Pikachu looks. Which in my opinion sounds pretty amazing, because you could walk into a store or maybe watch the TV series and see some kind of branding from Onisekai and be like, do you see this one? I co-created this. Further down the page you can find the team behind this project, and since this are quite a lot of peeps, I will not go into the detail of all of them, but we can take a look at their founder, which is Yixi Chen. And Yixi Chen is already a successful founder of a fashion brand called C2H4, which a chemist might call ethylene, but the brand name is C2H4. And you might already have seen a couple of those pieces, because celebrities like Billie Eilish, Post Malone, The Weeknd, 2 Chainz and even Kylie Jenner have worn those pieces. Besides this, Yixi Chen is also listed in the 30 under 30 in the Forbes magazine. But let's go more in detail about this project. And here you can see some examples from their generative collection, in which you can find more than 300 different traits, which is quite a lot considering the fact that most projects only have like 50 to 100 different traits. And what makes this one even more special is the fact that each and every trait will be connected to a rich storyline and ecosystem. But obviously you will not be able to pick the specific traits you want, those will be random. And to tackle that, they have developed their own conditional tag system, which will be a system to control the outcome of the aesthetic of the generated NFTs. Below this you can find a sphere board in which you can see the plans to come, coming with a big variety of things like manga, the Oniverse, collabs, merch, events and even gaming, which is quite a big thing, because gaming is quite a big and competitive niche in our time right now. So technically you could be the owner of a character from a game or maybe TV series, making you a co-creator from a TV series you watch on TV, which in my opinion sounds pretty amazing. And since all of us have different ideas, their plan is to create a world which is well positioned to be built, extended and interpreted in many different ways by their co-creators, which might be you. And to get this quite complicated idea rolling, they have a team with an extensive background in character design and storytelling. I mean, just look at this guy right here. He already looks like a Super Saiyan, so I can immediately imagine him being the owner of a character like I don't know, Son Goku for example, in the Oni Sekai world. And as I said before, this woman right here, which is Yixi-chan, is the owner of a fashion brand, which they had collaborations with some of the biggest names in the fashion industry, and to just name a few, Asics, Nike, Jordan and Alpha Industries. Meaning that there might even be the possibility to have collaborations in the future with Oni Sekai and for example Nike, which obviously will give you as an owner of one of those NFTs real life value. With the focus being on not only connecting digitally but also in a physical way through events or partner events, which in my opinion is a crucial thing in the game because you need to somehow bond the community with the founders of a team to create a strong community. And now lastly, the last paragraph of this page sums up this project in a perfect way in my opinion. When building Oni Sekai, we ask ourselves how can we build the ultimate playground to our intellectual property model. Oniverse is the answer to this. It is an open world owned by our community where our characters will be brought to life in the most immersive manner. Which in my opinion, if you asked me, this idea in general and the team behind this project, because both of those are really important, sound pretty interesting to me. And now lastly, before this video comes to an end, I would recommend you guys to go follow them on Twitter and join their Discord. Because as I always say, Twitter and Discord are probably the single best ways to stay up to date. Because especially on Discord, they will not only give you all the informations you need, but they will also sort them for you, which makes it a lot easier. And that brings us to the end of this video, in which I once more want to remind you that this is no financial advice and you should do your own research, since at the end of the day I am just a random person talking to a blinking light on my camera. And as always, to make the research part a bit easier for you, I will leave a couple of links in the description of this video. And with that said, I hope you have a good rest of the day and see you next time.